Well, this is the most interesting interview that I want every Nigerians to watch these particular videos to the very end. According to the information gathered by the Plan B TV team, with 80 days before the highly anticipated 2023 presidential elections, there has been debates and analysis concerning the candidates that are vying for the post of president. It will be recalled that Peter Obi, Asiwaju Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, as well as Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso are regarded as strong contenders for the elections.
Voters, you're not talking to us. You hopped on a plane and went out there to the diaspora that have no vote, none. So you go and talk to people that do not have vote.
Well, that's a point.
Public policy expert Professor Usman Yusuf was on Arise TV, where he spoke about the different issues, including the appearance of Asiwaju Tinubu at the Chatham House few days ago.
Then you, my disappointment is, and I see that often with our candidates,
Right.
we are getting to a point where I see them with self-esteem issues. Why do you have to go to America, Belgium, or Brussels, or London to say who you are when you haven't gotten your house in order? I don't understand. I don't understand why they do what they're doing now. But the Chatham House appearance for me was a disaster.
Yeah, but beyond sort of the optics, what about the substance? I mean, he gave a fairly good speech, but when it came time to answer questions from journalists and the public, he chose to elect members of his team to do that for him. He said he allowed his team members to speak on his behalf as a way to show their caliber. Was that explanation satisfactory for you?
Absolutely not. Not at all. Well, he read a speech. Anyone can read a speech. I have a 13-year-old daughter that could have read that speech better than he did. So it's nothing. The whole idea is not reading a speech, but exposing yourself to people's inquiry, asking questions. And I was disappointed it was all Nigerians in diaspora. I thought you are addressing think tank people that would, no.
You mean the people in the audience?
Yeah. I've never been to Chatham House and I don't know how they do that stuff, but there's a collection of Nigerians out there. You didn't have to do it in Chatham House, you could do it anywhere anyway. But the whole idea of outsourcing questions to his team, is there anybody in the team there that we do not know of? Is it the Nasir El-Rufai that is new to us? Or is it the Speaker, Bajagbi Amila, that is new to us? Why is he auditioning them out there? Are they going to be the president? Mr. Bola Ahmed Tinubu, it was you the world wanted to hear and see how you respond, not outsourcing to people. And this is the problem. The current APC government, we blame them because Mr. President outsourced stuff to ministers and doesn't check. Are we going to have a repeat of the same thing? My mind tells me we're going back to that same old thing that is giving us a problem. You cannot outsource your job as the president to anybody else. We're not going to elect Nasir El-Rufai, fire me, Bajagbi Amila, Adeleke, or the woman leader. We're going to elect you, and we want to see how you handle questions. And he did not do that.
Right. Well,
Speaking during the recent editions of the Prime Time on Arise TV, Professor Usman Yusuf dismissed the achievement of Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu in Lagos State. According to him, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu did nothing other than working on the slums in Lagos and collecting taxes.
With IDPs, with our people, you're going to London to do what? Are the people in London going to elect you? Are the people in diaspora? So, let me tell you this, to be honest. I've always said Bola Ahmed Tinubu, his politics has never been national. His politics has always been regional, in the southwest, and mostly in Lagos, where he's the El Comandante, nobody. And his inexperience nationally on the national front is showing. How, especially when he started, it was the SGF the former SGF, who was his very good friend, BD Law, that said he was not going to the southeast because it's a waste of time and money. That's what he said. So in the north, this is what I'm seeing. He is subcontracting the governors and political praise singers to bring the votes for him. I mean, this is political miscalculation. Nobody's advising him. None of the APC governors in the north has the goodwill of the people to deliver anything to Bola Ahmed Tinubu. If he's given them money for that, he should get his money back. Come talk to us. We don't know him. Look, let's compare and contrast him, a Muslim from the southwest, doing the same ticket as late MKO Abiola and Kinkibe. They're totally different people. MKO Abiola invested in relationships in the north for a very long time. He knew people. Long time, since Shagari's time, 79. He invested in relationship. So also Obasanjo has invested in relationships. This guy, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, thinks it is bullion bonds that will get him to the office without talking to the people, without meeting the people. And I see the questions that were asked. I was scandalized. I mean, they're not talking to us. By us, Charles, by us I mean we people in the north. They're just talking to themselves. And Gandhi said, whatever you do for me, without me, is against me. They don't understand us at all.
Well, although I know that you don't aspire to be a member of his team, but if you were one of his campaign advisors, what would you be advising him to be doing or to do going forward?
Going forward, he should talk to people. He should appear in interviews. I like appearing in places where they're hostile to me. You break that hostility. That's the only way you break that hostility. Go meet the people. Don't subcontract your campaign for presidency to surrogates, as he's doing. Does he think Nasir El-Rufai will deliver Kaduna to him? The answer is no. Does he think Masari will deliver Katsina to him? The answer is no. Does he think Ganduje will deliver Kano to him? No. Does he think Jigawa will be delivered by Badaru? No. Does he think Atiku in Kebbi can deliver Kebbi to him? The answer is no. So whatever they are telling him, he needs to wake up. He's been politically naive on the national front.
He, however, added that he does not want the All Progressive Congress presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu to run Nigeria in the same manner in which he ran Lagos State when he was in charge as a governor. Details in the video.
Ahmed Tinubu left and went to London. What did Atiku do? At the same day, he went to Lagos, the lion's den, to sell his wares. That is politics.
Yeah, but a lot of people are saying the APC and the PDP are cut from the same cloth. So that when they talk about change, they want something dramatically different from both.
Charles, let me tell you, I've never been involved in this political thing. And I got involved because we must be involved. We have seen the damage this 8 years has brought into this country. We have seen. And he's telling us, new team, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Nigerians, there is no way Bola Ahmed Tinubu can absolve himself from the mess, 8 years mess of the APC. He's the grandfather of the APC. He, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the number 2 person, the vice president, was his man. The number 3, the Senate president, was his man. The number 4, the Speaker of the House, was his man. The former SGF, BD Lawal, was his man. The chairman of FIRS was his man. The minister that has gotten 3 ministries in his head was his man. So there's just no way Bola Ahmed Tinubu can tell us or absolve himself from the mess of the APC and tell us he's a different person. Oh, it's Lagos. There is a saying, whatever happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. Fellow Nigerians, whatever happened in Lagos stays in Lagos. Essentially what Bola Ahmed Tinubu did in Lagos is not Nigeria. Lagos, essentially what he did was to go and clean up an urban slum. and improved its tax base and made a lot of money and still making a lot of money out of that through his company. Fellow Nigerians, we do not want Bola Ahmed Tinubu to run Nigeria the way he ran Lagos. He is the absolute nobody. Nobody contests his authority. And we saw that during the primaries when the Vice President, Yemi Oshibanjo, dared to contest on the podium. He refused to speak to him after that. It was there. It was the speaker that went and spoke with him and said, go and mend fences. So, fellow Nigerians, we are not going to elect the same group. This same group that is auditioning in London, they're the same people.
Right. It's interesting that, as some people have mentioned, it's very rare that Mr. Tinubu gives an interview directly to the media, but he's actually given one to the BBC's Focus on Africa, which was broadcast today. He talked about how his presidency would be different from Buhari's, even though they're both from the APC. He insisted that he's different and had built the state of Lagos, which he said could be a small country. But when he was asked about how he managed to amass so much wealth and about claims that he had been benefiting from Lagos State since he left office as governor in 2007, he said the allegations were unproven and that people were envious of his wealth. What do you make of that?
Yeah, he's not the richest man in Nigeria or in Africa. So Bola Ahmed Tinubu, essentially what he's doing, he's holding us, all 200 million Nigerians, in contempt. That we are not worthy of being spoken to. But he could go out there and expose himself to interviews. This is exactly the same thing we are seeing from the current president, not talking to us. A president is supposed to talk to people that elected him into office. So he's continuing exactly what this president is doing on steroid. He's refusing to talk to us. He's going to London. He's talking to all. BBC Focus on Africa called me to speak to you today. I said, I'm not ready. I'm coming to speak with Charles. Prime time. That is what is important to me. Going around the world, you will come back to us. Let's see how you give you votes in Katsina or Kano or Sokoto. After they don't even know you've been to London. And another thing, I don't know if you saw if you saw the nonsense they were doing in that beer parlor, dancing. I don't know if you saw the video clip. I mean, fellow Nigerians, we in the north, from Adama to Zamfara, we are still burying our dead. And a person who is aspiring to be a leader with his team, they are there in a beer parlor in London, dancing the booga. And we are taking that clip and showing our people. Our people, is it the kind of people we are suffering? I've just come back from Katsina, spoken with IDP, see the sufferings of our people. These are your leaders.
Well, he was also asked if he had to choose, that is in that BBC interview, between the two other main candidates, Atiku Abubakar and Peter Obi, who would it be? And his rather predictable answer was that he feels neither is up to the job and that neither is competent enough to be president. But, of course, that final decision will be up to Nigerians, won't it?
Yes, absolutely. And what is competence? So, all I'm saying, Charles, is that Bola Ahmed Tinubu needs to expose himself to Nigerians to ask him questions. There are a lot of questions we'll ask Bola Ahmed Tinubu about his health. I'm a physician, 40 years and counting this year. I graduated in 1982. Clearly, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not in the best of health. Are we going to repeat this same thing? In my culture, leadership and marriage is for the healthy. You're not going to give your daughter out to marry to a groom who is not well, or the other way. So we are driving blindly into a ditch and going to elect a person who is not in the best of health. His health record must be made public to us. You asked that question of the candidates when you interviewed them. It is our right as citizens to ask for the health record of the person coming to us and his source of wealth. Right. And all his other, he fills visa applications 1952. He fills INEC form, he's 1954. A lot of things about him was shady.
Okay.
Nigeria is not Lagos. You are auditioning for a job for 200 million people. And we're going to ask you questions. And we are not, especially we out here, we are not going to allow you to just bamboozle your way through by sending surrogates who scream on television without telling us what their principal is going to do. We are in a serious situation in Nigeria. We need a leader who is frank, who is honest, who is visionary, who is healthy. I don't see that in Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
Professor Usman Yusuf, on that note, I want to thank you very much indeed, as always. And of course, Professor Yusuf is a public policy expert and PDP and Atiku Abubakar supporter, in addition to being a physician.
All right, guys, we have come to the end of today's program. What is your take about this video? We want to hear from you in the comment sections. So if it's your first time of coming across our video, why not take a moment of your time to subscribe to our YouTube channel? We want to also thank all our returning subscribers who spent all their time to support the growth of this channel. So if you're watching this video for the first time, please give these videos a thumbs up and comment in the comment sections your interest about this particular video you just watched. So compliment of the season to all our viewers out there, and may God continue to bless you. As the year comes to an end, we say a big shout out to all our viewers, all our supporters who make Plan B TV work. All right, see you on our next videos. Do not forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you'll be the first person to be notified anytime we upload a new content. See you on our next video. Peace out.
Don't forget to subscribe to get notified. And as you they share your support, now say God bless you too.
Sense on the bed.
Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV. Oh, Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV, Plan B TV.